Hello and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Okay, so when we left off last time, I had followed this line around and it had taken me into the mind control room again, and so he resent me back here. Unfortunately, it does not actually save your progress when you do this, so I did actually have to replay it up to this point, but it only took me a few minutes to do it since I knew exactly what to do. So, now we're going to go ahead and see where this line takes us this time. All his co-workers were gone.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, we'll go this way.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I'm in a
Go wild.
I'm in a
Use
loop.
your imagination.
It's
Whatever it might be,
That
Stanley.
was weird.
I'm ready for it.
Like how the walls change as you go around. Neat little trick there.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Well, I kind of don't have a choice, because this is the only way I can go. Oh, there it goes. Goodbye. Oh, look, it's
a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Where he
and
stops,
that in
nobody
turn
knows.
means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Right. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Well, you're not physically here, so I don't know how they can come for us.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
And we restart anyway. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think a memo has anything to do with it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, I'll go on the door on the left this time. See if it actually takes me to the meeting room or to somewhere else.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I'm going to go downstairs this time again. I'm going to see. It's possible that it truly restarted it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Well, maybe
All of
I
my
am.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
So it looks
None
like
of it
it's
made any
the
logical sense.
Stanley Goes
And as
Crazy
Stanley
ending
pondered this,
again.
he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically
I
behind
guess this
him
isn't
wherever
going to
he
deviate
went?
from the last
And
one.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Should probably
Were they
have gone
simply
right.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Okay,
This
I
is
don't
all
know
a
if I should
dream.
keep recording this or
What
just
a
let it
relief
play out.
Stanley
Maybe it'll be
felt
different this
to have
time. I don't
finally
know.
found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
This
He
game I
wasn't
don't
going
know.
to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
I saw a
And he thought to
flowchart
himself,
that
"I suppose
describes
I'll
all
wake
the
up
endings.
soon.
There's one out
I'll
there
have to go
online,
back
but I
to
didn't
my
study it
boring
very
real-life
closely.
job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid." So
Maybe I
he
should have paid
imagined
closer
himself
attention to
flying
it.
and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
So,
One he was
if
amazed he
I
hadn't asked himself sooner.
Go
Why
through the
is there
same
a
ending
voice
as
in
I
my
did the
head
last time,
dictating
then I'm not even going
everything
to
that
post
I'm
this.
doing and
I'll
thinking?
restart and
Now
redo it
the
again
voice was
and take the
describing
different
itself
choice.
being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very
Well, maybe I
well,
will post
and
it, though,
wondered if
just so
this
you can see
voice
the
spoke to
confusion
all people
ending.
in their dreams, the truth was that,
But
of course, this was not a dream.
I'll put in the
Could it
notes
be?
that
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
if this ends,
Believing
then
that
I'll
if
say
he's
when the
asleep, he
video
doesn't have to
really
take
ends, when you want to
responsibility
just
for
stop and
himself.
move on to the next one.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing
Going
the
around
voice
in
speak these words was
circles.
quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the
And
mattress
here we go
on his
again.
back,
Let's see if I
the fresh air of a world
get something
outside
different this
one.
time. Maybe I will.
Let me wake up,
I think I heard a door
he thought
close.
to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
All I want is for this to be different.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
But are you? Okay, so no, I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings,
I'll let it play
and walked
through
to her
just in
place
case.
of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she
Yeah,
was to
crazy
be
people look
normal.
like just like
I
everybody
am
else.
sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, I'm gonna look up something here. I'm gonna see if I can figure out where I got to go to get something different than I had before. So anyway, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this one. If I do, you'll know because you'll have watched it. If I don't, you won't know because you won't ever see it.